welcome. We, for those of you that were there, just beat Devious Dungeons, and I'd like to review it. I think, personally, I should have planned better tonight when it came to streaming, because to beat it, the last bit that I had left was like 30 minutes, and I thought it might take an hour. No, I beat that relatively fast. It took a long time to get to the point where I could beat it quick, but at the same time, a little disheartening. Oh well, neither here nor there. What do I think about this game? This game came out in 2014. No, it didn't. I thought it said it did. When you type it in on YouTube to put it under the games category, it said it came out in 2014. It might have. It might have originally been released in 2014. Yeah, 2014. But it was not put on Steam until August 16th, 2019. So, give or take when you played it, you may have played it when it came out in 2014, or you could have been like me who played it in 2025 and now is reviewing a game that came out in 2019 for Steam. Either way, let's talk about it. The summary is, set in the Dark Ages, Devious Dungeon is a medieval-focused action platformer with RPG-style upgrades. Yes, there are upgrades. They're not like incredible, I guess, but it's just typical progression in most senses. Like, if you're a player roguelite and you kill some things, you get some coin, you come back, you get better armor, better weapons, better trinkets like a necklace and a ring, and better potions, which the only potions I ever really got were the health potions, so I didn't know how to change it. Maybe that's not something you change, maybe it's just luck of the draw. All in all, this is a platformer. And we will go over the tags, and then I'll give my little spiel on it. Action roguelite. Yeah, sure. I would agree to that. You die, buy something, go back in. Die, buy something, go back in. That's pretty much it. 2D platformer? Yes. Dungeon crawler? Yes. Difficult? I mean, for me, there were some annoyances. I could have played smarter a lot. If you jump into an enemy, you take damage, which I thought was kind of fucking stupid, because sometimes it's procedurally generated, the dungeon is, so there's sometimes they just would put a slug that's like this big on a platform this big, so it's like I can't progress without jumping onto it. Just, to me, that was kind of dumb. And then some of the enemies themselves got bigger as you went on, to the point where it's like, it's a tiny hallway. I can't even jump on the little square that you've given me to get to him without jumping on him for him to attack me. It was just like the procedurally generated part sometimes put you in situations that like were unavoidable to take damage. And some of the spikes were in weird placements too. Just my opinion. Difficult to me, somewhat. Somewhat. I don't play platformers. This was the first one we put on the channel. This is the first one that we have played, outside of like maybe the Mario games that were on the Game Boy Advanced when it first came out. I played that one, but outside of that, no other platformers have I really played. I did enjoy this style of game or genre, and we will probably play more platformers. I will definitely play Devious Dungeons 2. Just because we started the series, we might as well finish the series. That's my way of looking at it. Next tag, platformer. Yes. Arcade, it got that kind of vibe. Action RPG, depending. Like if you really wanted to role play that you're this fucking dude in the dungeon trying to save the world, yeah, you could call it a role-playing game. Roguelite, same as action roguelite. Yeah. RPG, same concept as the action RPG. Sure. As much as it can be an RPG. 2D, yes. Procedurally generated, yes. We just talked about that. Action, I'm pretty sure that's on here multiple times. Yes. Pixel graphics, yes. Dark fantasy, I don't know how dark it is. It's just like, hey, there's the dungeon and the king needs your help. And then you go in there and fight some bosses. So sure, it's dark, maybe. Dark fantasy to me wouldn't be as colorful as this one is, and it would be a little different. I feel like the story would be a little darker, but sure, why not? Fantasy, yes. Atmospheric, sure. Retro, yes. Single player, yes. Indie, yes. Replay value, no. Unless you really liked it. Like it's fun to play through one time, and then you kind of get all the achievements for playing through. And I don't care to collect every bit of armor. It wasn't that exciting getting it. So, yeah, replayability for me shouldn't be on here because, fuck no. I will not be playing this game again. Sorry. But all in all, it is a platformer. It is procedurally generated, which the procedurally generated part can put you in some weird situations that can kind of fuck you based on how the procedurally generated system or whatever it is makes the environment. To me, after a certain point, it became repetitive and felt really repetitive. But besides the repetitiveness, as a platformer, it's very simplistic and it seems decent. I mean, like, if you are new to platformers, this is definitely one you could play. I wanted something simpler and not as difficult as like Blasphemous. I would like to work my way towards Blasphemous, but I don't want to just hop right into Blasphemous. It sounds dumb saying it like that, but I had this one on my I had this one in my library, so I might as well start with something simpler as I progress towards the more difficult ones, if we ever get there, which we probably will. We just have some other games I want to get through before we just solely focus on other stuff. And since we did start this, we will probably finish Devious Dungeons 2 before we move on to any other platformer, or maybe play another platformer, then move into Devious Dungeons 2. There were some difficult stuff. Learning the bosses didn't take too many tries, but there was definitely some deaths from the bosses. If you're under-leveled and under-geared, or you just set your stats weird, you could take a lot of damage. You know what I mean? Like, you could get hit a couple times and die. Maybe I should have prioritized more vitality than I did strength and dexterity. But I like hitting hard, and I like knowing I do damage, and then I like knowing my crits are heavy, so I didn't really prioritize any type of health outside of the different stamina boosts you got from the armor that you bought. So maybe if you gave yourself more health, you wouldn't have had a bad time, or you'll have a better time, I should say. To me, this is worth the try. It's worth the play. It's not going to get that high of a rate. I'm going to rate it at like a 6.2 out of 10, maybe. It's very positive on Steam. 275 people agree that it is very positive. I don't think it's a bad game. I don't think there's replayability after you've beaten it, unless you're really like, man, I really want to go back and play a platformer, and for whatever reason, this is the one you stumble on. Yeah, maybe there. But for me, I've beaten it. It won't be a very memorable game. No offense. But it was fun when I was playing it. It did feel repetitive at some points. So, like, I did take a break. Not meaningfully. I took the break because I had shit I had to do to catch up for the channel that was causing me distress. So, my break was kind of like, I procrastinated, got to take the break, came back, and it wasn't that bad. Sitting down and playing this straight through would probably be your best bet, or just trying to beat it within 2 to 3 days, and it shouldn't get that bad. But for me, it was just ended poorly because it was repetitive. Maybe Devious Dungeons 2 will feel the same. I hope not. I hope they fixed some of the problems that might have been there. But for me, all in all, 6.2 out of 10 is what I think I gave it. If not, I'll just cut here and you won't hear that part. But it was good. Would I recommend it? Maybe. If someone's like, oh, I'm looking for a platformer that's not too crazy, yeah, Devious Dungeons, give it a fucking go. But outside of that, I can't say anything great. There was nothing amazing about this game. There was nothing over the top. There was nothing new that was brought into platformers. It was just a platformer, and it has its place. If you're a fan of platformers, check it out. It's not difficult, overly difficult, I'll say. I did die, and it did take me 3 extra hours to beat it in comparison to what how long to beat has it. Not every game's on here. I did find that out. So, for me, it took me 9.2 hours, and for completionist over here on how long to beat, it takes 6.5 hours. I only say completionist because I got all the achievements. I didn't unlock all the armors. I didn't give a fuck to. And if there was achievement for that, I still wouldn't go back and get it. This is worth beating, in my opinion. Maybe someone else is like, oh, it's the most replayable shit I've ever fucking touched. To me, I will not come back and touch this once the video's out. Once I get everything edited and done, there are many other platformers I could move to and try. And this is not one that I will ever find myself playing again, but that does not make it a bad game. It was a decent game. It was very mid, and I do recommend it if you enjoy platformers or are new to platformers in general. So, there's my thoughts, my opinions, and hope that helps you in buying it or deciding whether it's worth your time. Like I said, check it out if you're into platformers or if you're new to them. It is what it is. I won't come back and touch it. You can watch my clips of it. I recommend that. Maybe not my shorts. Working on getting better at making shorts, but watch my video. You can find it on my channel. Outside of that, like, comment, subscribe, say something nice or say something mean, and until the next one.